I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react, how you'd react to me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be testing out some makeup products from a company called IBY Beauty. They are a smaller indie brand that I saw on Instagram, and they were nice enough to send me a few of their makeup products to try out. So if you would like to see how I got this makeup look right here, please keep watching. So as you can see, I already have my foundation, concealer, powder, and brows. So that way we can just get a head start on testing out some of these products. So IBY Beauty was nice enough to send me over some goodies. So this is what the inside of the box looks like. So in here you get a card. This is the Glow Getter Radiant Glow collection, and it's the highlighter and bronzer and blush palette that we're going to be trying out today. The back of it says that you can get 25% off your purchase using promo code GLOWGETTER, and I will put that across the screen if you would like to use that. So this is the Radiant Glow palette by IBY Beauty. Just right off the bat, I really like the packaging. It's like, I like bulky packaging because I feel like it's like safer. Does that make sense? So this says this blush subtle contour and highlight palette is perfect for creating a healthy radiant glow. Each carefully selected shade and our high impact formula will give you the perfect sun-kissed look. So as you can see here, it is like pretty thick. There is a mirror. Ooh, that's a nice mirror. Good, because I need one, because my little round mirror that you could probably see in the mirror is like too small. So this is what the inside looks like. So you have 4 highlighters, a blush, and then a contour bronzer shade. I figured we'll go ahead and, oh cute. Okay, so let's swatch this one first. This white one right here, the lightest one, is called Purr. This is what it looks like. Then we have Pink Pearl, which is the one right next to it. We have Prosecco, which is this bottom one right here, and then the 24K Magic. So here are some finger swatches of the highlighters. So here are some swatches right here. So we have Purr, Pink Pearl, Prosecco, and 24K Magic. So they're not super intense. So I feel like you could get a more natural highlight, and then if you wanted like a beaming like highlight, you could get your brush wet and then like dip into the product. So it's kind of versatile if you think of it that way. So next I'm just going to swatch the blush. It's this shade right here called Pop, and it just looks like a natural kind of like light mauve shade that would go with any eye look. So that is awesome. Blushes don't really swatch that well. Yeah, I got that. You probably can't even see it. Here's the blush shade right here. It's kind of like a rosy shade. And then we have the bronzer contour shade right here, which is called Royce. Ooh, these feel really soft. This kind of reminds me of like a lighter version of Benefit Hoola. Again, you can't really, I feel like bronzers and blushes just kind of like blend into my skin anyway. So we're going to test this out on my face, because then I feel like you can get like an accurate representation of this palette when it's like applied to my face. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, I am a face first, eyes next makeup applier. So I always do my face, and then I do my eyes, and then I do my lips. So let's go ahead and dip into this palette that I just showed you guys. So next I'm going to be taking my Morphe E3 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for bronzer, and I'm going to be dipping into the Royce shade right here, which is the bronzer contour. And I don't know about you guys, but I kind of stopped contouring. It's like the only thing I contour now is my nose and my lips. Like I don't really contour my cheeks anymore. So I'm just gonna start applying that. Ooh, so far so good. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of Hoola from Benefit. Very nice. So I feel like now I can use this Roy shade as a bronzer, but I feel like in the winter, kind of spring months when I'm like second to lightest shade of foundation, I could use this shade as a contour shade instead. And then I'm just gonna lightly bronze around my forehead, even though I plan on wearing my bangs down today. So this step for me is kind of pointless, but I always do it. Anyways. Ooh, this is a really pretty bronzer. So now that I'm done bronzing out my face, I'm switching over to this Luxie 207 brush. I like to use this to contour my nose, and I'm just going to contour my nose with this shade. So I always do my like Cupid's bow area and right underneath my bottom lip. Now I'm going in with my Morphe E4 blush brush, and I'm going to be getting into the blush called Pop. I love blush. I feel like I always like overload on it. I don't know why. I just really like it. Ooh, and this is a really pretty color as well. I feel like this would be a good shade on different skin tones as well, just depending on how much you build it up and blend it out and stuff like that. Like this looks really nice with my tan, but I think it would look really nice when I'm fair as well. So normally when I would highlight, I would take the lightest shade per, but you guys are probably so tired of hearing me say, I'm tan. But anyways, so I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of Pink Pearl and Prosecco. I'm using my Smashbox fan brush. This is my favorite like highlighting brush. Ooh, yeah. This is really pretty. See, it's like way more pigmented on. That's why I feel like swatches are almost deceiving, because like, granted my hands are really dry too, so swatches aren't gonna be that great. But like, I feel like the only true way to test out a product is to apply it to the face. Like, I just feel like hand swatches aren't always 100%. Hence how it looks on my skin right now. This is gorgeous. And I always like to do like the apples of my cheeks. I feel like it just helps like lift them and like round them out. Oh, so far, I really like this palette. I'm just gonna switch to a smaller brush so I can highlight my nose, and I'm just gonna use Pink Pearl and Prosecco again. So far so good. I really like this palette. I definitely recommend it. And two, it's kind of like you have like your face makeup all in one place. You have your blush, your bronzer, and your highlight. So this would be nice to travel, or if you just didn't want a bunch of like loose things, this is good. So the next thing in this box, which I'm really excited about, is the Poolside Palette. And I saw swatches and pictures of this on their Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, that is summer in a box. Like, this is so cute. So this says, make waves on those scorching poolside days with this fun-filled palette of show-stopping shades. This palette is packed with 12 highly pigmented and very blendable shades. The shadows are infused with rosehip seed oil for skin protecting properties. This range of eyeshadows was specifically selected for easy transitions and endless creations. I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but they are a cruelty-free brand. How cute is this packaging? You have like different color pineapples, some flamingos. So cute. And then there is a mirror on the inside, and it says, you are more than beautiful poolside. Here are the shades in the palette. It looks like you get about one matte shade. Is that right? So it looks like Sunny Skies, which is this cream shade right here, is matte. And then the BYO Bikini, this pretty teal shade right here, is matte as well. And then some of these look like more pressed shimmers, and then other ones look like mattes with like a little bit of shimmer. Hopefully that makes sense. So since I'm wearing this like really cute like yellow top, I think I'm gonna do a pink eyeshadow look. Let's go ahead and start off with Sunny Skies, which is this cream matte shade right here. And I'm just going to put this all over my lids. I am getting quite a bit of kickback. Could be the type of brush I'm using as well. These bristles are kind of rough. Yeah, so they're kind of powdery, but I mean, this first shade looks nice. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit with not having a matte pink shade for like a transition shade. So I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Margs. And I'm just going to fluff that into my crease. And this is the second shade I'm using, and minus like kind of a lot of kickback, the colors are pretty and they blend out really nice so far. It's kind of like a weird formula almost, because they look matte, but they're like matte shimmers. So to deepen up my crease, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and this is called Floating, which I'm a professional floater in the summer. I have like 5 floaties, and I go and I float around in my pool because I feel like that's how I get the best tan. So I'm just gonna dip into that shade and kind of put that a little bit lower than the shade we used for a transition shade. So I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this shade right here called Get Soaked. And I'm just going to focus this mainly on the outer corner and blend in. Just want to like deepen up that outer V. And then I'm going to go back in with the blending brush that I used just for the all over crease shade and just kind of like buff around so everything's blended nicely together. I feel like I need a matte, like light brown or super dark pink, and I don't have one. So this is a really pretty pop of a color palette, but I feel like I'm struggling with like matte shades. Like I feel like I need like a matte orange, maybe a matte black, a matte brown, like stuff like this. And this would be like my pop of color palette. So I think I need 2 palettes to create the looks that I like. There's nothing wrong with like an all over shimmery eye. Like I like those as well. But for the look that I wanted to do today, I just wish there was more like matte shades. So I think I'm gonna wet my brush and go in with this shade right here called Splish Splash. It's like a rose shade. It reminds me of the MAC Pigment Rose. I'm just gonna use my MAC 242. And should I cut my crease? I'm just gonna like kind of cut my crease, I guess is what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna concentrate this on the inner corner and blend to the center. This is really pretty. It's like a pink with a gold reflect. Ooh, so pretty. So that is definitely my favorite shade in the palette. It is so gorgeous. I kind of want to put a little bit of this like sparkly purple shade right here that's called No Running. So I just switched to a pencil brush and I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit trying to build up that shade with a dry brush. I feel like this is one of those shades that you would definitely have to get your brush wet if you wanted a lot of color payoff, like if you wanted it to look how it does in the palette. So I feel like putting it on dry isn't doing this shade like any justice. I did have a little bit of fallout with that purple shade. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. I'm gonna be taking that purple shade again, the No Running shade, and I'm just going to line that all underneath there. So now I'm gonna mix a little bit of Get Soaked right here with a little bit of Floating. I'm just gonna focus this like on the center and blend towards my inner corner. And then whatever is left, I'm gonna blend on the outer corner as well. Can't decide if I wanna put that pretty pink shade. I think I am. So I'm gonna go back in with the Splish Splash, that pretty like gold pink shade, and I'm just gonna put this in the middle. That is such a pretty shade. So to highlight my brow bone in my inner corner, I'm gonna take the shade right here called Staycation. It just looks like a pale gold shade. A pale shimmery gold shade. Ooh, that's really pretty too. I should have put that teal shade there. Oh well. This is a nice and like brightening. I like it, and I'm gonna use that for my brow highlight. You guys, I totally forgot that they gave me 2 brushes. So this first brush right here looks like a nice like crease brush. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a name or a number on it, but it looks like a really nice like fluffy crease brush, or like if you wanted a blown out smoky eye, this would be good for the lower lash line. And then we have this brush right here, which just looks like a similar brush to this, just smaller. You can see, dang, I wish I would have used these. I mean, they feel really nice. So since I am wearing a yellow shirt, I think it might be pretty if I pop a little bit of yellow eyeliner on my waterline. This is ColourPop gel liner in the shade Punch. So it turned kind of orange, but still looks pretty. So my thoughts on this palette, I think the colors are really pretty. You do get a lot of kickback, but they do blend really nice on the eyes. Like I said before, I feel like I would just need another palette to go with this palette. Like I need an all matte palette to be able to work with this. But if you want a pop of color, like a pop of pink or that pretty teal shade, I think this would be a really pretty palette to use, especially for the spring and summer. Really, you can use it whenever you want, but this to me screams summer and spring. Spring and summer. Why does it sound better if I say spring and summer? So they also did send me a eye primer, and I don't ever use eye primers. The ones I have used in the past just kind of like irritate my eyes and make them burn a little bit, so I'm just like really careful what I put on. So I did choose not to try this out, so I'm sorry It is like a squeeze tube, so I'll swatch it and see what it looks like. And I also have lash extensions, so I also need to be careful of stuff that goes close to my eye if there's like oil in it. Ooh, but this actually feels really nice. So it is like a cream shade. I think this would have been really nice to carve out for like a cut crease. It does have that like kind of matte, I don't know. It has like a matte texture to it. It seems like it dries down like super fast. So I don't think that you would necessarily have to set this eye primer if you didn't want to. So the last two things they sent me are these two Hydra glosses. This first shade right here is called Champagne. And this is what it looks like. It looks like a matte kind of peachy rose shade. And then the other one is called Blush. Ooh, pretty. And this is like a nude kind of metallic gold shade. So let's swatch both of these. Well, let's go ahead and put them on my lips. We'll do that. So this shade right here is called Blush. I'm not too crazy about the smell, but it does feel really hydrating. And it doesn't really feel sticky. So that is the shade Blush. It's not super pigmented, but I think it would be really pretty on top of like a natural lipstick or maybe with a lip liner and then this on top. And next I'm going to try out the shade Champagne. And this is a flat doe foot. So it's not as metallic as it looks in the tube. And it still has that smell I don't really like, but I'm not really sensitive to smell, so it doesn't really bother me too much. I just don't like how it smells. And that's what that looks like. It's really pretty. I like them both. I feel like they're comfortable. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is the smell, but they are a really comfortable feeling lip gloss. Okay guys, so that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video of me testing out some makeup products from IBY Beauty. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if I had to recommend anything from this video, like my #1 favorite thing was definitely the Radiant Glow face palette. I love this and I can definitely see myself reaching for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed me testing out some more indie brand makeup products, and please subscribe on your way out if you like to see more of me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.